Police state.
China is watching. The world's most populous country is building its surveillance network and could soon be keeping a close eye on each and every one of their 1.3 billion citizens. Roughly 176 million AI-equipped surveillance cameras are currently installed all over China, with the number set to increase to 626 million by 2020. Citizens' ID profiles, social media photos, and other personal details are being filed in a database and connected to security cameras nationwide. The advanced surveillance system uses facial recognition technology to instantly identify the name, gender, and age of any pedestrian and the type and color of any vehicle. The same technology is being used by commercial and private institutions for financial dealings, keyless entry, and even to thwart toilet paper theft. The system can also scan faces and compare them with the police database, allowing authorities to locate and apprehend criminals at large. The network claims to boost safety and security and reduce crime, but has ironically been dubbed Skynet. Terminator, anyone? That Skynet ended up trying to exterminate humanity, but the Chinese version will probably be worse. They're watching your every move.
License plate readers are targeting poor people. Automatic license plate recognition systems are in use all over the United States, but both cops and private agencies appear to be using them to target low-income individuals. License plate readers mounted on police cars scan the plates of every vehicle that passes and notify the officer if the plate is suspect. Police also have access to a database containing billions of privately gathered license plate scans, which they can cross-reference with their own database of outstanding warrants. The scans come mainly from private debt collection agencies, who use the technology to track down and collect bounties on vehicles flagged for repossession. At least 2 companies from Massachusetts admitted to targeting low-income areas whose residents are more likely to be behind on payments. Meanwhile, data uncovered on the Oakland Police Department in 2014 also found that they deployed more readers in poor neighborhoods, as well as in areas with more African Americans and Latinos. As a result, low-income communities of color face a disproportionate amount of scrutiny and policing, compared to areas with a wealthier and whiter population. Likewise, very few laws govern how information obtained by license plate readers is collected, shared, and stored, which also raises privacy and civil liberty concerns. Social media monitoring program helps police track protesters. According to the American Civil Liberties Union, police have been using a social media monitoring program called Geophidia to track protests and target minorities. The ACLU obtained emails between Geophidia and law enforcement, which mention the Ferguson situation and how to stay ahead of rioters. Geophidia is a social media monitoring program that utilizes APIs obtained from sites including Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Data obtained by Geophidia come from user posts that are public and include their location. Geophidia subscribers can search for social media posts by location, by inputting an address, or drawing parameters on a map. Subscribers can further narrow their search results by including key terms or phrases. Geophidia also is able to analyze the content data it receives, which makes it useful for clients like law enforcement. If a person attends a protest or rally and posts a public photo with the location tagged, this would be recorded in Geophidia's database. If the person were to write that they were photo-bombed at said rally, Geophidia would categorize the content as non-threatening. But if the person were to comment that they were going to set off a bomb, Geophidia would flag this as a threat. This makes the program useful to law enforcement, which can use it to predict potential threats. Since the ACLU's report was released, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram have restricted Geophidia's access to data. Baltimore residents under aerial surveillance. Baltimore police have acknowledged that the city's residents have been subject to secret aerial surveillance since January. The persistent surveillance systems employs cameras positioned at different angles, attached to the bottom of a plane. The plane flies over the city in a circular pattern, allowing the onboard cameras to take pictures of 32 square miles of the city. The images taken by the cameras are then stitched together to form 192 megapixel images. The images are continuously transmitted to a ground station. As the images are constantly updated, analysts can trace the movement of vehicles or suspects prior to or after a crime. Baltimore police spokesman T.J. Smith said the system was used for 100 hours between January and February, and for 200 hours over the summer. The police department will evaluate whether to use the systems permanently.
China planning on going full Big Brother in 2020. China is nothing if not innovative when it comes to finding ways to exert control over their people, and it looks like they're rolling out an entirely new way to spy on the public. Beijing plans to launch its social credit system nationwide by 2020 to rate the trustworthiness of 1.3 billion people by assigning each individual a score. The system will take things into account such as credit history, contract obligation fulfillment, personal characteristics, behavior and preferences, and interpersonal relationships to calculate a score. Once the system becomes mandatory, people with low scores could be punished with slower internet speeds, be denied access to certain restaurants, nightclubs, or golf courses, and restricted from traveling. Scores will also affect an individual's rental applications, ability to secure insurance or a loan, as well as Social Security benefits. Only one question remains: why aren't you in China right now?